Now, y'all already know what time it is. It is time for the mess. What's going on, y'all? This be your boy Scattered by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new episode of Yes for the Mess, okay? And we're here to discuss a couple of things today. Now, as you guys already know, I just got back from Memphis last night, so today I'm taking out some time while I'm off work to catch up on some videos that I did not get to do while I was gone, because, you know, I've been gone since Thursday, child. So, y'all know that, I normally be slow on videos on the weekend, but child, I gotta get y'all these videos because I know there's a lot that y'all been wanting me to talk about, honey. So let's get right on into the mess. So the first thing that we're going to talk about today on Yes for the Mess is Tammy Roman. Now, as you guys already know, Tammy is in her early 50s, and we do know that her boyfriend, well, her husband rather, Reggie Youngblood, is a little younger than her. I think he's not too far from my age, to be honest. I think he's in his 30s, and I know that she's been having trouble conceiving, and I know she's tried, you know, to get a surrogate. She's tried to have a baby on her own. She's had 2 miscarriages already, and at one point she was ready to let go of the relationship because she knew how badly Reggie wanted a child. Okay, so on her recent appearance on The Real, she's revealed to the people that she was willing to let him go be free, find someone to have a baby with, and come back to her. So we're going to get into this article, which I got from eonline.com, which covers this situation. And then y'all already know how we do over here. After we get done with the article, we're going to discuss it and we're going to move on to the next, okay? So let's get into this article, y'all. Let's get into this meat. On a recent episode of The Real, Tammy Roman said that she offered Reggie Youngblood the opportunity to take a break or two and let him go and find someone to have a child with. The 51-year-old actress revealed on a recent episode of The Real that she and her husband, Reggie Youngblood, have taken a pause on their surrogacy plans, and instead she has offered him an opportunity to go find someone to have a child with. According to Roman, her career at this moment is starting to reward her for all of her efforts and the time that she's been in this business, and a baby for her right now would just not be the thing to do. The Basketball Wives alum, who is already a mom to daughters Lyric and Jazz from a previous marriage to Kenny Anderson, continued. So what I offered Reggie was an opportunity for us to take a break for about a year or two, let him go find someone to have a child with, and then when he has his baby, we could get back together. It's really more about him being able to have his legacy here because he's an only child and he does not have any children, she added. So it's really more for him than it is for me. When The Real co-host Garcelle asked what would happen if Youngblood follows through with her offer, Roman replied that she would help raise the baby. I believe in co-parenting, she said. I believe that that's a very valuable part of the child's life if the parents aren't together. You need to learn how to co-parent, and then I can be there and love the child if it was my own. Though Roman is open to the idea of her husband having a child with another woman, she said that Youngblood, who she married in 2018, is not. As she explained to the host, he said, I don't want that. I fell in love with you. You're the woman I'm going to spend the rest of my life with, and if God put me here and I'm not supposed to have children, then that's what it is. In a 10-minute video shared on her YouTube channel on Friday, November the 19th, Roman provided more insight into her offer to Youngblood, explaining that the couple has been having fertility issues. We've tried to have a child together. We ultimately ended up having 3 miscarriages, the former Real World Los Angeles star shared. My body wasn't producing a lot of eggs, and that's why when we were having the miscarriages, because even though I had eggs, they weren't healthy eggs. Roman said that she and Youngblood went on to seek help from an IVF specialist who extracted 6 eggs from her to freeze, but those 6 eggs may not be healthy. Now I am 51 years old. Do I want to have a child with my husband? Absolutely, she said, before noting that even if they chose to use a gestational carrier, I hope I said that right. There's a very strong possibility, and I'm very thankful my physician was honest about this, that we could end up with a special needs child. To me, that's not what I want my husband, who has no kids, to have to deal with, Roman continued. I'm up in age, and I just felt like I didn't want to leave my husband as his only child with me, a special needs child. You guys may not understand that, and I'm sorry if you don't. In her video, Roman also clarified that she meant on the real when she said that she and Youngblood would take a break if he sought out to have a baby with another woman. When I said take a break, the thought process in my mind was to take a break emotionally to be able to invest the time mentally that it takes to find a surrogate, she said, noting that the process would at least take a year for Youngblood. I was not saying go find a girlfriend, stick it in and get her pregnant and have a baby. It's not like I want my husband to go spend time with someone else. I want my husband to have healthy children. I want him to be able to have children that can carry on his family name. Okay, so I have some audio as it pertains to this story, and I'm going to play it really quick, and then we're going to get back and we're going to discuss this topic. So let's get into the audio.
Definitely speak your truth. And recently, you and your husband, Reggie Youngblood, you guys talked about that you're considering surrogacy.
Oh, wow.
Any updates? Anything you want to share with us? Or how are you guys doing?
Yeah.
It's on pause.
Is it?
Okay,
Yeah, I feel like I'm at a point where my career is starting to do and reward me for all of my efforts and the time that I've been in this business.
Yeah.
And a baby for me right now would just not be the thing to do.
Yeah.
So what I offered him
Okay.
was an opportunity for us to take a break for a year or two and let him go find someone to have a child with.
Stop it.
And then when he has his baby, we could get back together.
You
wait a
would
minute,
genuinely be
wait a
okay
minute.
with that.
Hold on. So
Yeah.
you're giving him permission. So what happens, let's say he follows through and has this baby. Do you help raise the baby?
I would help raise the baby. It's just I don't want to have it. I don't want to go get my eggs and all that. It's really more about him
you're
being
so
able to
forward.
have his legacy here because he's an only child.
And he doesn't have children.
And he does not have any children. So it's really more for him than it is for me.
Would
That's
the
very
baby's
selfless.
mother be around to also raise the child?
Yeah, I believe in co-parenting. I think that's a very valuable part of a child's life. If the parents aren't together, you need to learn how to co-parent.
Yeah.
And then, I could be there and love the child as if
That is very selfless.
it was my
I
own.
can't say as a woman I would give my man permission.
Yeah.
What you get to
I
do
would.
during that year?
Well, I'm
her career.
I am a one penis woman, so even though we will be on break, I would not entertain any other men because that would still be my husband. I'm just giving him the opportunity to go.
Wow.
Got it. And he can only have it with one. You find that one woman
Yes.
for the one child. This is not a free-for-all year.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. But he said.
What did he say?
He said.
I was gonna say.
I don't want that.
Oh.
I fell in love with you. You're the woman that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. And if God put me here and I'm not supposed to have children, then that's what it is.
How did you feel hearing that?
It was a blessing and a curse because I was like, he really loves me. But then at the same time, I felt like I was being selfish. Our relationship has a selfish element to it because I really do want him to have children. I just can't be the person to do that.
But you know what? You can have children in all different ways now, right? In terms of adoption and all.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing. I
Yeah.
have never heard a woman say that, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
She's a first for a lot of things, okay?
Now, here's what I got to say about this situation. I can honestly say that is a very selfless thing to do. I know that Tammy has had a lot of issues with trying to have a baby for Reggie. I definitely understand why she would want him to go out and find somebody else. I know that most people wouldn't understand that, but with the way that she explained it, I definitely understand why she would do that. It's more so about him because Reggie is the one that wants the kids. He wants kids of his own because he doesn't have any kids and he grew up as an only child. And he wants someone to carry his name along. That's what he would want. So by her being the person that he's married to that cannot produce those things for him, she wants him to go out and find somebody else that can have the baby for him. But when she explained it again, it made a lot of sense. She's not saying that she wants him to go out, find a woman, stick it in, and get her pregnant. He wants to find someone that will be able, she wants him to find someone that would be able to carry the child for them and have the woman that's carrying the child involved in the situation, and the three of them can co-parent the child. I think that's very selfless of Tammy. I really do think that it is, and I admire Tammy for even stepping aside to put her man's wants and dreams in the forefront. You know what I mean? Like that's very selfless of her, and I think that I've gained a little bit more respect for Tammy in that regard, because all she's ever wanted was for Reggie to have what he wanted, and that was a child. And if she can't give it to him, then she's gonna find different type of ways to do so. You know what? I can't even drag Tammy for that. I can't. You know what I mean? I just can't. But I think that it's very sweet of him to not want to do that, because he feels as though even though I want kids, if it's not meant for me to have no kids, then it's just not meant for me to have no kids. I just won't have no kids. I only want to have kids with you. That's a man. And not too many of us get to have men like that. So that's a man. So keep that man, girl. You better keep that man. You better keep him beside you. You better make him stick beside you. And you better keep him close to you like this, because you don't get to see that often like that. You just don't. So shout out to Tammy and Reggie. I do like them together. And hopefully something happens in the near future for them in regards to kids. I do wish them the best in that. Now, next up is Sheree Whitfield. Now, as you guys already know, she is returning to the Real Housewives of Atlanta for the season 14. Season 14 will be airing sometime in probably the springtime of 2022 somewhat. And, you know, they just started filming early last month. And, of course, about a couple of weeks ago, maybe last week or the week before last, Sheree was in Philly filming with her prison bae, Tyrone. Now, as I know you guys heard the last 2 days that Tyrone Gillums, which is her prison bae, is not speaking to her because the scene that they just filmed in Philly almost got him put back in prison, okay? Now, I got an article here from Bassets.com where it discusses this. We're going to read that and we're going to talk about it and move on to Karen Huger, okay? So let's get into it. Sheree Whitfield is said to be on the outs with her boyfriend, and it's all because of her reality TV career. According to reports from TMZ, sources with direct knowledge of the situation say that the Real Housewives of Atlanta star is not on speaking terms with her boyfriend Tyrone Gillums, who is currently sentenced to home confinement and has not reportedly spoken to Whitfield since the November the 6th incident, when Sheree told Tyrone that she was leaving New York City to go visit him in Philadelphia. Trouble began a few hours before they were scheduled to meet, when Sheree told her boyfriend that she would have a Real Housewives of Atlanta camera crew with her when she got to town. The reality star wanted him to come film a scene with her and in a restaurant, which obviously wouldn't work for Tyrone due to his home confinement, potentially putting him back in prison. That's the reason he passed on shooting the scene, though production told Gillum's attorneys that they would edit the show to make it look like Tyrone stood Sheree up. Plus, a photo showing Sheree sitting alone at a Philly restaurant started to circulate online, making matters worse. Fans immediately noticed 2 menus on the table in addition to the camera crew and assumed Tyrone was there shooting scenes. Even though he wasn't present, he was still worried about the optics with the courts. When Sheree made her return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, she made it clear that she wanted her relationship with Tyrone to be a big storyline. But obviously that seems to be derailed now. Since the incident in Philly, TMZ claims that they have not spoken and there has been no apology on either side. Okay, now that was the article from Gossip.com in regards to Sheree Whitfield and Tyrone Gillums. Now this is what I got to say about this. Sheree, you cannot sell your soul like that. If you really love that man, then love that man. Respect his privacy. Respect what he got going on. Because you already know that he cannot film no scene at no cafe with you. And it just goes to show you how desperate these Real Housewives of Atlanta producers are. Because they're saying that we can just make it look like he stood her up or whatever. That's some fake shit. So now we faking shit now to keep the storyline going. So now we faking shit. We already knew that he was, you know, confined to a house right now. And we already knew that he couldn't really film with her like that until he was completely out of that house. And you already knew that. So why even try to film a scene like that? Just keep it 100. Just say, listen, I'm going to Philly to see my man. Y'all can follow me, but y'all can't film him. Like, y'all cannot film him. Period. Just do that. But instead she want to do the most and just try to get a big moment. And you could tell that she was really banking on Tyrone to be her big ass storyline, because she already knew that we was a bit, what word am I looking for? We was a bit intrigued by her storyline when it came down to the situation with her and Tyrone, because we really wanted to see that. And you know, I just felt like, you know, that's why she was banking so hard on it. But now that shit might not work, because that man can't be on camera like that. That man gonna go to jail for he ain't trying to go back to jail for your ass. So you need to just stop it. Just stop it. Let him do him. wait for him to get out of jail. You could build your storyline around him without him being around. You did it before. So just do it again. You know what I mean? He can't get out of jail. That man can't risk his freedom for you. He trying to get the fuck out of jail so he can come on to your ass. But here you go, fucking it up again. I hope you got some joggers out there that you can have a damn event for. That's all I'm saying. So, child, Sheree, I just wish you the best, child. My heart really do go out to you. But good, you keep on fumbling your bag every time I turn around, child. Just keep fumbling. Just keep fumbling. Just keep fumbling. Now we're going to get into Karen Huger. Now, apparently Karen Huger has gotten a spinoff from Bravo. And it's going to be about her family. Now, I thought that Giselle was the star of Bravo, because that's the thing that these girls that loves Potomac likes to put out there, that Giselle is the queen bee of Potomac. But why didn't they give her the show? But they gave it to Karen, because Karen is the grand dame, and Karen is the fan favorite, and everybody likes Karen, so of course they gave her a show. But would we want to watch a show centered around Karen, Ray, and her kids? We're going to get into that topic just after we get into this article that I got here from Reality Blurb. And then after that, we're going to discuss that. Then we're going to move on to Chris Bassett and Funky Dineva, okay? So let's get into this article. Karen Huger is reportedly getting her own spinoff. After starring on The Real Housewives of Potomac in a full-time role for each of its 6 seasons, Karen is said to be taking center stage on her own show, which is expected to follow the lives of not only her and her husband, but also their 2 adult children, Raven and Brandon. According to a November the 19th report from TV Deets, Karen's new show will give viewers a chance to get to know her and her family on a deeper level than they have on The Housewives of Potomac. While Bravo has yet to confirm the alleged upcoming series, the outlet revealed that it is expected to make its debut in early 2020, as a source close to the show said it's being billed as a family show with comedic elements. In addition to Karen, Ray, and the kids, fans are expected to meet other members of the Huger family, as well as get an inside look at Karen's personal life and her business life. Karen's yet to be named spinoff is expected to premiere on Bravo sometime after the Portia Williams spinoff Portia's Family Matters, which will make its debut on November the 28th. And if the timeline comes into fruition, that would mean that fans will actually see Karen's new spinoff before the premiere of the up-and-coming 7th season of The Real Housewives of Potomac. If the news of Karen's spinoff turns out to be true, that would make her the very first Real Housewives of Potomac cast member to land her own show. The Real Housewives of Potomac Season 6 Reunion Part 3 airs on Sunday, November the 21st at 8/7 Central on Bravo, which is today. Okay, y'all, so that was the article from the Reality Blurb. Now here's what I gotta say about Karen's new up-and-coming spinoff. To be honest, I'm not really mad at the spinoff, only because I feel like we don't really get to see Karen's real life on Potomac. But when you get a spinoff like that, like when you are a star on an ensemble cast and then you run off and you get your own spinoff, you have to think about the supporting cast. Now, I know a lot of y'all are saying that don't nobody really want to watch no Karen spinoff, and a lot of people that's saying that is people that feel like Candace and Chris deserve their own show, child. Those are the ones that's mainly saying it. But I feel like when you go off and you get a spinoff, the supporting characters are really what makes the show pop, to be honest. Because, yeah, you can have a big personality like Karen, but then you also need to make sure you have certain elements to the show that's going to make it pop. You need to have some entertaining friends, some entertaining family members. That's what makes Candy's spinoffs works. Because although you may think that Candy is boring, her family, on the other hand, is not. You got Candy and Todd, which is the foundation of the show. But then you got Mama Joyce, you got Aunt Bertha, you got Don Juan, you got Carmen, you got Aunt Nora. Everybody, whether you like them or not, are entertaining in their own ways. So even if you feel like Candy is boring, the people around her are TV ready. You know what I mean? That's just like with Candace and Chris. Let's just say that Candace and Chris did get a spinoff. It would be interesting because you have Dorothy. We don't know how Chris's family is. We don't know what the dynamics are. But being that we know that there is a fractured family structure with all of them now, it would be interesting to see how that pans out. So if Karen is incorporating her family members and people like that, then her show just may be good if you find the right people. We don't know much about her kids. I found her daughter to be boring, so I don't know if her daughter will be entertaining enough to be on the spinoff with her, but we shall see. I think that Karen and Ray together are entertaining, but it has to be more to the show than just Karen and Ray. You got to have an entertaining supporting cast in order for your show to really pop like that. If you look at Portia's up and coming spinoff, the drama is coming from the supporting cast, if you're really being honest about it. If you're looking at it, it's really coming from her supporting cast, her family and her friends. So that's really what it is. So with that being said, I'll give it a shot if it's true that she got a spinoff coming out. I'll give it a shot. And we're going to make it do what it do with it. Okay? Now, next up is Chris Bassett, Candace Dillard, and Funky Dineva. Now, Chris Bassett went on Instagram Live to address a couple of things, as he always do. He always got to address somebody, child. And he was saying how he don't watch any more YouTubers. He doesn't want to watch any more of the blogs, read the blogs, because they all attack Candace. Now, he pretty much called Funky Dineva out, and I got a audio here from that particular live where he was calling him out, and we're gonna play that, and then we're gonna get right on into it. Then we're gonna be headed out the door, y'all. All right, so let's get into Chris Bassett's Instagram rant.
Yeah, bro. And when those YouTube checks start going down because the viewers aren't there, whatever. It's not my problem. Guess who's still gonna be okay? Look, Funky can bring me on anytime he wants to. He got my number. We text often. Not lately. That might be the reason why. Because maybe it is because he's hypocritical. I don't know. I respect the dude. I really do. He's been a good guy. Again, like I said, I haven't seen much this season, but I've been trying to really stay off social media. From that standpoint, I don't watch reviews of the show anymore. I just don't. But he knows if he has questions, he got my number. Look, I'm on my phone. He's got my number. He can contact me whenever he wants to. He got something he want to say. He got something he want to talk about. I'm here. It's cool. He had no problem reaching out to Candace and talking to her too. He can certainly do that. But it is what it is. It is what it is, boys and girls.
Alright, you guys, so that was Chris Bassett pretty much saying his thing about Funky Dineva. Now, I know a lot of people have been upset with Funky Dineva, especially with Potomac, but who am I to judge? Because people be mad with me too. They've been mad with me about fucking Real Housewives of Potomac since season 5. And even now, they still mad, child. And they go from video to video talking about me. Then they come up under my videos and call me a flip-flopper and shit like that. But they faceless ass are still watching me. But that's another story. I'm over it. Like these broads on these Potomac videos really be doing too much, especially the ones that got a month in their name. But however, I just feel like obviously there is an issue there with Chris and Funky Dineva. Apparently they were friends. Apparently he was friends with Candace. He did have Candace on his shit at one point in time. And I do know that Funky's opinions of Candace have not been the most favorable. And because they have not been the most favorable, the people have been calling him a hypocrite. They've been saying this and that about him, and they've been mad at him. Chris wants to go and have a conversation with Funky Dineva about the situation, and he feels like, he's always open to a conversation. But at this point, is there really a conversation really needed? Is there a conversation really needed? My thing with Chris Bassett is this. Like, I see him online all the time fighting with bloggers all the time. And that has to be draining. Because although I just threw my little shade at this particular person that comments on my videos a lot and be mad and pressed and bothered, and then go on to other people's videos that I love, like Rodney and Erica and people like that, just to try to bash me up under their videos, not knowing that they fuck with me too. I just had to throw my shade at her. But even though I just did that has to be quite draining to constantly have to respond to bloggers all the time. It's draining for me to have to constantly respond to commenters all the time. When people comment in my videos to be very nasty and disrespectful to me, that's draining. So I don't see how how Chris has the time to go back and forth with people on Twitter all damn day. I couldn't do it. I get it, you trying to defend your wife, but you're never going to be able to make anybody feel the same way about your wife that you do. It's never going to happen. And once you realize that, the better. That's just how I feel about that situation, child. I mean, seriously, that's just really how I feel about it. Like, I mean, that's that on that. I just feel like, what's the point? I don't see no point of you having no conversation with fucking Dineva about this. For what? He not gonna change his mind. He ain't like Keisha Cole. He ain't gonna change his mind. That's just the way he feels about it. And we just have to learn to respect other people's opinions on situations. Everything that people say about someone is not necessarily an attack on someone. Like, we just gotta keep that a buck too. Everything is not an attack on somebody. Everything is not always should be looked at as a fucking attack. It just shouldn't. But in this day and age, whenever you have a difference of opinion, you're either a hater, you're being paid by somebody, or you're attacking them. And that's just the basis of the situation. So I don't know, but I don't think that Funky Dineva is interested in having no conversation with Chris Bassett about shit, and I don't really think that Candace is really interested in having no conversation with Funky Dineva, because I just saw her on Twitter liking a shady ass post about Funky Dineva and his hypocrisy, in his alleged hypocrisy. Let me say alleged to cover myself, because I don't need nobody trying to say I'm shading him. His alleged hypocrisy. I saw her like a comment about it on Twitter, so ain't no love lost between them two. She ain't trying to talk to him, child. But other than that, child, that's my yes for the mess. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe. Click that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I drop a video. Also, if you want to follow me on any form of social media, my Twitter and my IG will be down below. I do follow back on IG, so if you want me to follow you back, just hit me up in the DMs with the hashtag Mrs. Team Scotty, and I would definitely follow you back. With that being said, you guys, your boy's out of here. Until my next video, I'll holler at y'all later. Peace out.
We can always find our way to a fun moment, even in the shady bunch.